recording. Hello, everyone. So we're going to be presenting assignment number 3, chi-square and power sample size, and we are group 11. The article is titled Loneliness in the City, Examining Socioeconomic Loneliness and Poor Health in the Northeast of England. Question number 1 asks, write the sample size of the study. In total, 680 participants took part in this study. And question number 2 now asks us to explain the sampling method used in the study. The sampling method used in the study is a simple random sampling through the use of a survey. The researchers used a survey, which they went ahead and distributed to the best of their ability throughout the population. So all members of this population actually had an equal probability of being a participant in this study.
Question 3, is there any limitations to the sample or sample size? So yes, there were some limitations about the sample size. It was exploratory in nature and aimed to target a relatively hidden and hard to catch community. Secondly, the survey was connected partially online, so it didn't allow them to create an adequate sample frame or randomly select a representative population. Third, the socioeconomic categories weren't evenly distributed within the sample, so there were very small numbers of higher socioeconomic groups, which led to a bias. Fourth, the information on isolation was self-reported, so there was no real objective measurement to categorize those individuals as either lonely or isolated. There was also a gender bias, as 70% of the participants were actually female. And last but not least, the survey had a limited information on participants' socioeconomic profiles, so they used household income to determine how to categorize those people.
In question 4, we explain whether there's a type 1 alpha error, type 2 beta error, and if power is discussed. The null hypothesis was there was no association between lower socioeconomic class with increased experiences of loneliness and isolation impacting health inequalities and outcomes. Based on the results, it illustrated that the socioeconomics and social loneliness affected poor health outcomes within the sampled population. However, with those in the annual household income below 10,000, they experienced higher levels of social isolation and emotional loneliness compared to other socioeconomic groups. There was no association found between social isolation and a detrimental effect on an individual's health. And there was a significant association concerning socioeconomic status, loneliness, and poor health outcome. So although there were various outcomes in association, there was no clear discussion of alpha or beta errors or power. However, there may have been a type 2 error where we would have accepted the null hypothesis when in fact there was an association between the socioeconomic status, loneliness, and poor health outcomes.
Okay, so for the first portion of question 5 says in table 2 and 3 describe the tests used to compare categorical data and interpret the results. So for table 2 and 3, whereby varied data are depicted, the researchers use chi-square statistic to analyze the frequency of distributions. As we can see in these two tables, we have two different categorical data, socioeconomic status and either social isolation or loneliness. The annual household income represents the dependent variable in this case. The findings in these two tables were statistically significant, as we can see by the p-value of 0.000, and the Fisher exact test was used to confirm this.
So the same approach was used in table 4 and 5. The study used quantitative approach and data were analyzed using descriptive statistics, engaging in univariate, bivariate, and multivariate levels of analysis. Chi-square tests independent were used to analyze the frequency of distribution. As table 4 and 5 are categorical data. So table 4 was time spent alone, and table 5 represented desired increase in social interaction. The p-value for both tables were p equals 0. Therefore, the findings were statistically significant.
Question 6 asks to calculate expected values for tables 2 and 3. For table 2, here you see the observed values on the left for the socioeconomic economics and isolation. And on the right, we have the expected values. Using the category 10,000 to 24,999, we have the observed value of 183 in red here. And we have the expected value. The expected value is calculated by row value, which is 206, times column value, which is 496, divided by the total, which is 593. That gives us 172.3. When we continue further, we would do the square of expected value minus observed value over expected value, and that gives us 0.66 for this category of 10,000 to 24,999. Now, for table 3, we went ahead to calculate the values for the no, the yes, and the total. The no's gave us 411. That is 64 plus 151 plus 145 plus 43 plus 8. That's 411. Yes gave us 94 plus 55 plus 22 plus 11 plus 0, which is 182, and the calculated total of 158 plus 206 plus 167 plus 54 plus 8 gave us 593. When calculating the no's for category below 10,000, the value was 18.9 for the chi-squared, 10,000 to 24,999 was 0.5, 25,000 to 49,999 was 7.4, and so on. Once we got the values for all of the no's and all of the yeses, that added up 18.9 plus 0.5 plus 7.4 plus 0.8 plus 1.1 plus 5.2 plus 1.1 plus 16.7 plus 1.9 plus 2.5 gave us a total of 56.1. That is the expected value for table 3. Thank you.